Good morning, everyone. It is second to last weekend of April, and it is a lot chillier than I expected. It was supposed to be in the 60s, maybe even 70s out here in the mountains, and this is the only clothing I brought, so hopefully I'll be all right. Luckily, the wind has died down. Anyways, I am in the northwest corner of North Carolina, along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I am hiking the Mountains to Sea Trail on a section that I've never done before. I started at the Jumpinoff Rock Overlook, and right now I'm currently at Jumpinoff Rock, which has a really nice cliff view east. I don't really know what the watershed is below me or any of these mountains here. I'm not very familiar with a lot of the peaks and rivers in this area of North Carolina. It's getting a little windy. I hope you can hear me. So anyways, my plan is to hike the Mountains to Sea Trail southwest for about 5 or 6 miles, and my two destinations are an overlook / bald called the Lump, and then if I feel like continuing a little bit farther, to the Mount Jefferson Overlook, which is supposed to be a really nice open view. So it's either going to be about 10.5 to 13 miles total. The Mountain Sea Trail follows the Blue Ridge Parkway through most of northern and central North Carolina in the Blue Ridge Escarpment mountain area, and it shouldn't be too hard, so I should be going pretty fast, and I think I need to go pretty fast if it stays a little bit chilly. But let me get out of the way and give you an overview from Jumpinoff Rock. I think that big mountain might be Rich Mountain or Mahogany. I'm not sure. Really nice view though. I've been hiking a solid 20 minutes or so beyond the Blue Ridge Parkway bridge over Highway 16, and it's been a very pleasant walk. The past half mile or so I've been hiking on a nice bed of pine needles, and it's been a pretty easy hike so far. Luckily, it seems the wind is coming from the west primarily, and the more tree cover I get on my right, the warmer I am, and I think the sun is coming out more and more. I'm not sure how far I've gone, but this is one of the easiest hikes I've done in a while so far, so I think I'm probably gonna hit around a 3-mile-an-hour pace for this entire trip. But yeah, it's kind of weird how the parkway always seems to be within a couple hundred feet of me, yet I've not seen a person on the trail today. I literally just walked by this and heard that shimmy in the leaves. Lo and behold, it's a 3 to 4 foot snake. I don't know what kind. It's not completely black, it's kind of charcoal gray, but pretty cool. I'm glad it wasn't poisonous, because I was about a foot from that. We'll see if he'll let me get a different angle. Hey, snake. It's actually rattling its tail like it's a rattlesnake, but I can see the head. And it's also got no stripes and not a real rattle. Let's see if I can. Since I've been on the west side of the parkway, I've been hiking probably the border of a lot of large tracts of private property, and most of it has been Christmas tree farms. I could definitely see, this is one of the clearest views I've had, but a lot of the highland area of the South Fork New River Valley, which is to the west of where I am, is dotted in so many tree farms like this one. But you can definitely tell, I think this used to be a logged area because there's all these saplings surrounding the trail. Especially previously, there's some really heavy forest areas of just all saplings. I'm not sure if it's because of logging and just a lot of area for these saplings to grow, or if this is a result of mixed breeding of the taller pine trees and the smaller spruce and fir trees. Who knows? Apparently, for some reason, there's no connector trail from the Mountain Sea Trail to the Lump, but it's really easy just going through the forest. So here I am. Looks like an excellent spot to stop and eat some lunch. I'll probably have a video at the top too. I don't know who this Tom Dooley guy is, but let me go check out the view from this side first. Oh, you can actually see Stone Mountain very clearly. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. There it is, dead center. Stone Mountain, and Wolf Rock is the smaller face in the foreground. I think these peaks right here are the peaks of Doughton Park. The biggest one on the left, I think, is Bluff Mountain. And actually, you can also see the Sauratown Mountains in the distance. So, it's pretty far away. Trying to hold the camera steady. But that little range of mountains dead ahead. On the right is Pilot, the pointy one, and on the left is Moore's Knob and Cook's Wall. Alright, I'm at the top of the Lump. I think this rock is the high point. Or maybe there's a marker somewhere up here. I didn't see it. Anyways, all-encompassing view. You get a pretty good view east of the Brushy Mountains, and these actually look like the tallest of the Brushy Mountains, which are 2,600 feet. Usually the Brushies look pretty lame when you're driving, but what I'm looking at right now is pretty rugged, kind of cool. And then this amazing view this direction. Just all-encompassing, basically kind of the forgotten corner of North Carolina, with Doughton Park, Stone Mountain, this whole region close to the Virginia border. This is one of the only times I've been in this area and gotten a clear view of Pilot Mountain, which is awesome. now that I've eaten my lunch and given it a little thought, the clouds have cleared, and this looks to be a nice view of Elk Knob with Snake Mountain on the left, covered in clouds on the summit. So Elk Knob is dead center and Snake Mountain is on the left. And these are the two tallest peaks of the Amphibolite Range and the northwest corner of North Carolina. All right, I made it to my turnaround point. It's this bald area beside the Mount Jefferson Overlook. And right now I'm looking south, and it seems that there's a fire. I don't know if it's a regulated fire or a forest fire, but it's off to the right. I could see the main smoke plumes coming from behind the bigger trees on the right, but it's making everything kind of smoggy ahead of me. And unfortunately there's more clouds than I thought there'd be at this time of day. It's supposed to be perfectly sunny, but Grandfather Mountain is shrouded in clouds, at least what I think is Grandfather Mountain, which is this big mountain dead center. I can pick out the two dominant peaks of Linville Gorge, Hawksbill, and Table Rock. They're very pointy from this direction. Dead center is Hawksbill. The pointy one on the left is Table Rock. It's a pretty nice view up here. Let me grab my poles first. But the actual overlook is here, and strangely enough there's a barbed wire fence in between me and the road, so unless you hop over that fence you can't actually get to the overlook. I don't know why 3 cars have to show up right when I'm about to explain the peaks that we're looking at. Anyways, I backed up a little. So straight ahead is the huge profile of Mount Jefferson with the antenna on top. And then on the right here, this is the South Fork, New River Valley. And somewhere in the distance there, the South Fork combines with the North Fork to form the New River. And all that ahead is really Virginia. And then over here, these are the huge craggy peaks. This is probably the best view I've seen of them in terms of how big and dominant they are. But these are the big Amphibolite peaks. So I don't know if I can pick these out completely right, but the big ridges on the left is Bluff Mountain, and then behind it Snake Mountain and Elk Knob. And then if you see this double hump peak straight ahead, there's a peak right behind it. I think that's the peak. But yeah, this is a really awesome view of the Amphibolites. Let me give you an open view of the New River region. Sorry if that last couple segments was a little disjointed. People kept coming and going to the overlook, and I didn't want to talk too loud while they were stopping. But it's a really nice spot at this bend in the road. You get to see northwest into Virginia. You get to have a great view of the Amphibolite Range, and then you have a nice southern view of the Watauga Valley around Boone, and Grandfather Mountain, the Wilson Creek region, and even Linville Gorge. Unfortunately, that fire and combined with the clouds made the visibility not as great as I was hoping today, but hard to complain. I've had really awesome clear views from the Lump, and that was definitely the highlight of today's hike. I am heading back. I think I haven't checked the GPS, but I think it's around 7.5 miles here, so it's going to be close to a 15-mile hike, and this is probably some of the easiest 15 miles I've ever done. There's hardly a stretch of climbing or descents that really made me work. And this is a great section of the Mountains to Sea Trail for kind of this pastoral English countryside setting. And it's really good for shuttle hikes. All these overlooks, you can connect the Mountains to Sea Trail and make a lot of different lengths of hikes depending on how much time you have. I wish I did have a shuttle because I could have gone farther, but I'm going to turn back around, call it a day, check out a winery, and next week I have a wedding, so probably won't get back out on the trail for a couple weeks, but it's getting warm out here. I'm looking forward to the longer daylight, although I'm not looking forward to the bugs. So I hope you enjoyed this hike along the Mountains to Sea Trail to Jumpinoff Rock, the Lump, and the Mount Jefferson Overlook. All right, see you later. Whew, I'm pretty tired. Almost 15 miles back at Jumpinoff Rock. I decided to film a last little piece of video because the lighting is so much better than it was this morning. It's beautiful out now. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a great day, great hike. Peace.